Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Car Camping 101. Today we are on the beautiful Oregon coast and we're going to do things a little bit differently today. This is for those that have maybe tried car camping but are looking to step it up a little bit. So I'm going to give you a run through on my rig, my setup, and some of the top 10 essential for an intermediate car camper. Or you could be going pro, I don't know. Some of these are on the edge, so let's get right into it. Car Camping 101. So I think we should start with the sleep system. It's pretty essential to car camping. If you're not sleeping overnight, you're not camping. So the first thing you want to do is invest in a really quality sleep setup. What I have over here is the Luno Airfoam Pro camping mattress. This is a single-sided mattress, so if you're someone who's traveling solo and wants to have a little extra room in your rig for some extra items, this is a perfect mattress. It's an air plus foam technology. So you get the really premium foam, and the insulation value on this is phenomenal. It's rated at above an 11 R value, so you're going to feel that warmth from the bottom up, which will allow you to camp in a variety of scenarios. On top of it, I have our fitted sleeping bag comforter. Now this one's rated to sleep comfortably at 40 degrees. It was down to the 20s earlier on this trip. Paired with that is our packable camp pillow, so you're going to want to invest in a good pillow, and this one's actually more comfortable than my pillow at home, and it's dual-sided comfort. So yeah, I think having a really comfortable sleep setup is important. It allows you to just rest really well and attack the day with more energy. Some other little tips that I have for you is definitely have something to cover your eyes, because a lot of us are used to sleeping in maybe a bedroom with blackout curtains, and so I'll sleep with a face mask, which or an eye mask, which is really comfortable. But this is also I forget the technical name of these, but do you know the name of these, Landon?
Balaclava.
Yeah, balaclava. Super comfortable. It keeps your neck warm, keeps your head warm. You can pull it up over your eyes and cinch it down if it's extra cold. And yeah, invest in your sleep setup. I think you'll be very pleased with that. Up next is, I think, organization. I think it's pretty important to talk about. So
first, real quick, what is the platform that you're sleeping on?
Yeah,
that doesn't look
so
off the shelf.
I ended up doing a custom build platform for mine, which definitely, if you're a beginner, you don't need to do this. You can just throw the mattress basically in the back of your car and you're good to go. But for me, I wanted to have one, a little bit of extra storage underneath, and two, I wanted to create a bench to sit on. So I basically turned this into a couch. And so while I sleep there, I can also sit here and put my computer up here and get some work done if I need to. But it also allows for extra storage, which kind of brings me to maybe point number 2, which is storage. I think when you start to get into car camping, the easy way would be to just get a bunch of duffel bags and throw them in your car, which is obviously works just fine. But if you're spending multiple days on the road or going on multiple trips a year, having your gear well organized is for sure going to make a big difference at the end of the day. It'll allow you to be more efficient when you're getting up in the morning or when you're setting up camp, and it allows you to not have to dig through everything to find that one item. And so traditionally, I built this little cabinet here too, but traditionally I would have my camp kitchen stuff and maybe my toiletries in 2 separate bags. But having a better storage solution, you don't have to go full custom, but if you're going to that intermediate pro level, doing some custom storage, I think is a really nice way to just improve efficiencies while you're camping. But for me, I keep my most of my coffee stuff in here, and then toiletries in here, which are my 2 kind of essentials, first thing in the morning, last thing at night. This is the drawer that I pull out. And then I have a bigger case. Right now I have all my fishing stuff in here, but you could also do camera gear or something. But have something really big and sturdy that you can keep kind of your adventure gear in.
Cool. What about storage outside the vehicle, up on your roof, I see?
Yeah, I think, storage is such a big topic for camping, because it is really nice to show up and know where everything goes and have a spot for everything. So on the outside of my vehicle here, these are magnetic gear and shoe storage bags from Luno. We designed them with a felt back so it doesn't scratch your vehicle. And I like to have multiple ones. This one actually right now is my trash bin. So as I'm like cooking dinner or breakfast or whatever, I can just like toss some trash in there. And then this one I use for my shoes when I get in and out of the car. And then over here, which could be like point number 3, is improve your camp kitchen and your cooking setup. You know, like the first, I don't know, like year that I camped, I really stuck to the basics of like oatmeal in the morning, something dry that I could just add water to, so like ramen at night, which is really nice and it's efficient and it's easy. But like some of the best moments I've had camping are when I'm having like a really nice meal outside. It's just something about it. So there's a couple ways to improve your camp kitchen setup. One is invest in a refrigerator. You can open it from both sides, which is nice. So if I'm like getting breakfast out and working from back there, in the side, I'm a little embarrassed to show, but I have donuts, blueberries, a Snickers, and some drinks down lower. But this will allow you to bring some more perishable items. And if you pair some perishables with some like shelf-stable ingredients that I always have with me, you can really put together quite a nice meal. And so when you're, I don't know, like when you're getting into camping, you're gonna want a table for sure. I mean, a lot of the places we go don't have tables, and so there's a couple of solutions. You can either get like a foldable table, which I brought with me for a long time, and I really liked the foldable table, but it does take up a lot of space inside the vehicle. And so I invested in this. This is a company called Day Lodge, and this kind of allows me to basically, this comes off, folds up, and it allows me to have like all my kitchen set up like right here, and then it simply just hooks to the top of my vehicle and hangs out here. So simple, like 2-burner stove. When you start to spend more time outside, you want to cook better meals, and like I said before, it's like part of the experience. So having a 2-burner stove is really nice. Having like a packable cook set is also nice. This one's from Stanley. And then I also have, I don't know, just like little things like this make your life easier. Like I have like a dedicated like camping knife that I use for when I'm cooking. So it's nice to have like some quality items that will help just improve your experience. Again, like this is talking to the intermediates out there. So if you know, there's certainly easier ways to go about your setup, but you know, after you do it for a little while, it is nice to like have everything that you need, and like really appreciate all your items. Another thing that kind of goes along with like the camp kitchen is water. I would say like 2 more essentials for like an intermediate car camper would be water and power. You can always like pick up jugs from like Safeway or something, but I like having a reusable container so I'm not doing single-use plastic. And then something like this that I can fill up before I head out. And this, I don't know how many gallons, this is 10 liters. This will last me in probably at least like 4 days. This is a prototype that we're working on right now. Who knows if it'll be available by the time this video comes out, but this is a drink koozie that will magnet to the outside of your vehicle. And then lastly, I think like power is something that's super important for me. I love being able to charge my devices like I can at home. So sticking with like the routine that I have at home but on the road is nice. So charging my phone overnight, being able to plug in my camera batteries if they start to get low. If you're doing just like weekend trips, like something like this is like totally perfect. Basically what I have is just a power pack. Let's see what we got. This is just like a more affordable power pack. I have it plugged in right now to an outlet, so it's more accessible for me. But if you're camping just for like 3 or 4 days, or even like a week, again, like that's a quick and easy way to step up your charging system. The next level up from there is like solar panels, but the problem with that is you have to have like a charge controller, and there's a bunch of things that come with it that are a bit unnecessary if you're only headed out for like a week. Another like storage, I keep talking about storage because like honestly I think that's what makes the difference between like just a beginner going out and like throwing everything in like multiple duffel bags and then like having your system really dialed. This is the cargo hammock from Luno. This basically adds, I think, 6 square feet of extra storage. It holds up to 60 pounds. I've had my surfboard in there this whole trip. It's like really nice and convenient, but in addition to that, there's just all these really nice pockets. There's a clear window screen up here, so I mean, like stuff just ends up here. Like I just throw my flashlight, like things that I need to grab quickly usually end up in this little cargo hammock here. Also on storage, while we're talking about it, my reverse seat back organizer, which is kind of fun. If you're traveling solo, don't mind the mess. We have this thing called the seat back organizer, but this is the seat front organizer. So what I've done is just turned it around backwards. And again, I have a place for like everything. So if I'm like never like fiddling, like where's my wallet, where are my keys, where's my toothbrush, you know, all those things that if you're camping and you don't know where they are, you have to pull everything out to try to find them. So keeping everything really nice and tidy and organized is definitely really helpful.
I'm sure the people want to know, what's your rig? Make, model, year? What are you driving around?
This is a 2005 Mercedes G500, which is known for its reliability and also off-road capabilities. So for me and the type of environments that I like to go in, this is like really my dream car, and been having fun building it out and lunafying it, as you might say. Yeah, you don't need a fancy camper van. I've actually lived in a camper van before, and as much as I like the van life, it's not as easy to drive around and it's not as capable. So having that van life experience, like you can build that out with your current rig. Obviously like this one's a little bit bigger. It's a mid-size SUV though, so if you have like a mid-size to full-size SUV, I think you would convert it to sleep like a van, which is, it's the best of both. Like you get the capabilities of an SUV, but also the luxuries of the camper van. So yeah, pretty psyched on the setup. Really happy with it right now. We'll probably always be modifying it, but yeah, pretty happy with the way it's turned out so far. Any other questions, Landon?
I think that's it. You got it covered.
Cool, let's do yours. Cool. I'll take the rig and give me a little rundown.
Yeah, so this is my build out for car camping. So I tend to host a lot more and do a lot more, I guess, variety of types of trips. So my whole build is around being able to throw dogs in it one day, to camping in it one day with a couple people, and like bring out some friends, to just going on a solo trip. So my whole build is around kind of changing it up for the adventure as needed. So because of that, right now, as far as sleep setups go, I'm by myself on this trip, but I decided I wanted the full bed. So I've got the full bed experience. I've got the Luno Airfoam Pro vehicle mattress in here. So this one is super comfy, like we've already gone over, but it's custom fit and tailored fit for the inside of this 4Runner. Which is awesome because it kind of maximizes the amount of shoulder space you get and the amount of footroom you get in this vehicle. On top, I have the fitted sleeping bag comforter, really warm and toasty last night, and topped with a memory foam pillow back there as well. So when it comes to my sleep platform, I actually have a custom built storage in here. This is kind of an intermediate kind of level of build out inside of a vehicle. Some people go full platform, full drawers, everything. But I went for just something kind of built in that kind of levels out.
What's inside of this thing?
So yeah, this is kind of the treasure trove underneath. This is all the gear that I don't want to access. It's the in case I need to access gear. Because I have to kind of take things out in order to get to it and like lift up my mattress like this if there's cargo back here. I kind of put everything in here that I maybe wouldn't want to access. Extra can of WD-40, a shovel for digging myself out, a snow shovel that's covered in sand because we used it at the beach last night. Extra tools, extra oil, tie down straps, there's emergency water down here, tow strap. Yeah, so it's all the stuff that you don't want to have to access during your adventure, but it's always here just in case I need it. I built this platform, it helps level it out, and I gained that extra bit of storage. But yeah, it still allows me to have the full cargo area in the back of my rig without changing too much. In terms of storage, since it's such a big topic, mine is a little bit different in that I do have a few different bins that I can throw in and out depending on the adventure. Nothing is too permanent in here. So this is my kind of go-to camping bin slash lives in the vehicle all the time. We've got things like a small hatchet in here, extra towel in case, you know, there's water nearby, I need to take a dip, extra puffy blanket, my camp chair, jumper pack. There's just a lot of random things in here, bungee cable. Like I said, most of this stuff in here just lives in my vehicle all the time. the kind of quicker access stuff if I need it kind of thing. In terms of other storage, it's gonna look like chaos, but it's all organized chaos. So when you're car camping, sometimes you forget that once you park, you can just move everything to the front seats. So I have probably more than I need for a solo trip right now, just because I have a bunch of camera equipment with me. You can just move all your gear to the front seats, so all this stuff kind of gets put in the back. When I am traveling solo, a lot of this stuff will just live next to half of my bed when I only have half the bed set up. But yeah.
What are the different bins? Like, what do you have in here?
So in here I've got a bunch of camera equipment right here. This is kind of like my small camp essentials bin, nicely labeled with duct tape. In here, not very organized at the moment since I'm in the middle of the trip. It always starts the trip organized, ends the trip not organized. I have extra lighting in here, fire starters, and extra battery packs. So rechargeable batteries in here. In here I have some like little fiddling things, whittling knife in here, just for, you know, when you get bored around the campfire and need something to do. Bug spray, sunscreen. This is like the thing where, regardless of the size of camping group I'm going with, I always grab this bin. Right here in the middle is like my little duffel bag for all my clothes. I like to just toss it right in between the seats. That way at night while I'm in my bed, if I need to grab an extra layer or change while I'm in there, it's all right and close at hand.
What do you got here? I mean, we already kind of walked through some of them, but what do you keep in yours?
So on my magnetic bags, same sort of thing. I have one made dedicated to shoes. So these are my trail running shoes. I actually have even more goodies underneath, so you could fit like multiple pairs of shoes in there. This one is my dedicated camp trash. I have the two different colors just so I don't accidentally throw my trash in my shoes and vice versa. Nice. But this guy I always bring in at night, so I'll bring this into my vehicle or throw up in the roof box because you don't really want to leave your trash out if there's critters around. Nice. But yeah, here's that sleeping bag, or fitted sleeping bag comforter. It has these nice straps right here that help hold it in place. So that way the whole thing doesn't want to slide down while you're sleeping in it. Stays nice and in place up top. Last night I was all tucked up under the hood.
I'm not gonna lie, it is honestly the most comfortable sleep setup. Like, if anyone's watching this video and buys this comforter with this mattress, or like the mattress that I had, both of them are the Airphone Pro, I guarantee you that it'll be your most comfortable night sleeping while camping ever, or I'll give you your money back. No joke.
Yeah,
like, write us on like social or hit up our customer support if you're not 100% satisfied, because it is so comfy.
So comfy. Yeah, before this one I actually had two different double sleeping bags, and I've gotten rid of both for this one. The combo of the like really homey kind of like comforter from your home type feel of the top material combined with like the sleeping bag material on the inside is like such a killer combo, and really unique. You don't find that on any other like camping item out there. So yeah, super cozy to sleep on top.
Looks like you got a cargo hammock too.
Yep, got a cargo hammock. So my cargo hammock, I toss all of like my extra layers. So my extra puffy jacket lives up here, my beanie, anything that I need to grab that I don't want like down on the ground getting dirty or messed up, I toss up there. I keep my headlamp up here. I do love a camp night movie, so I will just like pop my phone in there, enjoy a little bit of a show or a movie. But yeah, that lives up there. These are the Luno string lights. I've actually strung these up to basically just live here full time. I tuck the battery pouch into this pocket here, so that way I can just pop this off, charge it once it dies, and then replace it when I need some light. So yeah, these are strung up all throughout.
We wish we had a shot of our bistro light set up. Yeah, we had them set up last night, and it was a thing. Yeah, it was pretty cool.
Yeah, so those are up all the time. I love them. They create a nice little cozy vibe in there. And then one other thing from Luno too that I've kind of made my own is this headrest organizer. So in the back of the 4Runner, this section here, you kind of lose out on storage space. So adding a little bit here is awesome. So on the back of this is actually a MOLLE panel that I've swapped out for a couple of my own things. You can see on the far one, it comes with a pouch, and I've actually moved that pouch elsewhere in the vehicle and opted to throw a couple things using the MOLLE attachments here. This is where my extra walkie-talkies, so I can talk to my buddies live.
Let's talk about walkie-talkies. They're kind of nice to have, huh?
Yeah, so walkie-talkies if you go out camping with groups often, or you like just driving around with your friends in your vehicles, get a pair of these. It makes you feel like a kid again. You're talking to each other. If you run out of service on the road and someone needs to take a pit stop for the bathroom or for gas, and you don't have service, it's a real big pain in the butt to call them. But with a walkie-talkie, just say hello.
Pretty nice too, because they're universal. Like I have some in here as well. Different brand, totally different company, but we put them on the same channel and we're able to chat. So,
and once you really start talking to people, you can invest in one that's built in. So
that's the pro setup. We'll save that.
Yeah, this one's hardwired in. A lot more range on that one. That one's fun.
There's another bin.
Yep,
with
another bin.
More essentials, it looks like.
This is all my camp kitchen stuff. So like I said, I like to host a lot. So this is way more than I need for just myself, but it is easiest sometimes to just toss the whole bin in the car, especially when planning like a more last minute trip. But yeah, this is like my knife set, utensils. I probably have enough utensils for like 6 people. Do I need them right now? No, but it's already packed, so I just throw the whole bin in here. Got a little cooler in there as well. Another tip is to always bring along some paper towels. I also have like a dedicated rag that stays in my car, but also some paper towels that you can wipe up the grosser messes with. Is always really nice to have on hand.
Okay, nice, I love it.
Yeah.
Tell me about your rig. What are we driving today?
My rig is a 2015 Toyota 4Runner. It's just the base SR5 model with some added goodies on the outside. Nothing crazy, all practical, all tasteful. Just things that I've found that I've needed to replace over the years just to enhance life on the road a little bit more. But yeah, nothing too crazy.
Nice. Tell me about this camp spot.
Yeah, so this camp spot, we drove up to the top of a mountain on the Oregon coast last night in the dark. I had no idea what it was gonna look like in the morning or if we'd be covered in fog, but we were blessed this morning with a gorgeous Pacific Northwest coastal view, dense forests, you can see the ocean off in the background, nice flat clearing covered with some grass, so it's pretty much the ideal camp spot.
It is a good camp spot. How do you usually find camp spots, like if you don't have some local data?
Yeah, so to find camp spots, I spend a lot of time on Google Maps,
yeah.
on Google Maps. I spend a lot of time on Google Maps as well as Google Earth. I pretty much just go on there and start dragging around, clicking on spots. If you look for like clearings in forests, that's a good indication that you could maybe camp there. But yeah, I just like drag around looking for spots, a lot of visual stuff. That's kind of how you find the gems. That's what I say the legwork of finding like the cool spots is finding out a map, going and driving to it, seeing if you can camp there. Other good resources, Gaia, GPS, that's a cool one. You can download all of the National Geographic maps onto there and have them digitally, which is really cool. And then something like Onyx Off-Road is really nice because it shows you road access, if it's a private road, if it's closed for the season, all of that info is easily accessible in there. And there's free versions of pretty much all of these, which is great.
Nice.
So you can try them out before buying.
So if you're a beginner, you're probably sticking to the campgrounds.
Yep.
When you step to that intermediate, you might be doing a little bit more boondocking.
Yeah.
Where can people camp for free? Like what lands allow boondocking and how do you find them?
Yeah, so once you're starting to branch out from the established campgrounds, you're gonna wanna start looking for national forest land and BLM. Any roads that have the NF designation followed by a number, that's a National Forest Service road. That means you're in a national forest area, and typically off of those roads you can find pull-offs, clearings that you can camp in. You're always looking for somewhere where it looks like someone else has camped, never creating your own campsite. Look for BLM designated land, National Forest Service land. All of that is technically public access, and then make sure to just pay attention to signs. Sometimes there's logging action in those areas that you want to look out for, or road closures, but usually those are designated, and usually a quick Google search ahead of time too can tell you if they're open or not. Part of the fun is finding these camp spots, and then when you finally stumble across a really cool one with an epic view like this, it makes it all worth it and kind of gratifying to have driven up that road and find it at the end.
All right.
But, yeah.
Sweet. Where can they find more resources?
Yeah, more resources. You can check out lunolife.com. We have a whole journal and blog section with tons of resources, guides, and inspiration for your next trip. Our YouTube channel also has a ton of helpful videos over there, so check us out there. And then our socials, we're always posting helpful tips and tricks there. But yeah, looking forward to seeing you out on the trails, and hopefully you enjoyed this.
Nice, let's get it. Woo! Woo!